Thank you so much for tuning in to Market Day Report. I'm Tammy Arender. The results are in, and Canadians have elected a new government and prime minister. Host of Real Ag Radio, Sean Haney, joins us now with the very latest. Sean, always good to visit with you. So are farmers in Canada generally pleased with the outcome?
Great to be with you here this morning. I'm not sure farmers in Canada are generally pleased. If you look at the vote breakdown, rural Canada voted significantly with the Conservative Party of Canada and leader Pierre Poilievre, and it looks like we're going to have a Liberal minority government, which is a repeat from the Trudeau government. There's still some very close ridings that are being sorted out, but as of right now, the Carney government is about 4 seats short of a majority. Which is very, very tight. So by the end of the day today, we should have an idea on how close that's going to end up being. But rural Canada is going to vote very much blue, which is the conservative color in Canada. And there's going to be probably some really long faces in some of those coffee shops and around some of those cedars and planters this morning.
Well, let's talk more about that. So how do you expect the new prime minister's policies to impact trade with the U.S.?
Well, really, President Trump was the spark of revival for the Liberal Party here over the past 3 months. You go back to just January, and there was a 20-point lead in the polls for the Conservatives. What changed? President Trump talking about the 51st state and taking over Canada. And Carney was basically elected on the premise that he was the best person to negotiate with President Trump. President Trump has even endorsed Prime Minister Carney and talking about how he didn't really like the Conservative leader. So in a way, Trudeau leaving and President Trump talking so much about the 51st state really kind of, in some ways, kind of gifted this to the Liberal Party. Mr. Carney has talked a lot about he doesn't want to negotiate until Mr. Trump shows some respect. They had that phone conversation a matter of weeks back, and from that conversation, President Trump kind of backed off of the 51st state stuff. We did hear a little bit about it yesterday morning. So we'll see what this looks like and how soon these two will meet face to face.
So interesting how Trump played into that election there. So what would you say is the biggest takeaway for Canadian agriculture from this election result?
Well, I think for sure, based on Mr. Carney's background, being the former head of the Bank of Canada, the head of the Bank of England, there is much more of a focus on economics. That's going to be a good thing, I think. Where he goes with regulation, still yet to be seen. But I think we're also going to see a big push on the trade. Never really ever at the focus point for the Trudeau Liberals. I think Mr. Carney's going to change that. He's going to obviously focus on getting negotiating some sort of a renewed deal with the United States, but there's also a big push on Canada diversifying its trade arena as well, and that has to be a good thing for agriculture.
Yeah, going to see how that all plays out here in the next few months. Well, host of Real Ag Radio, Sean Haney, we appreciate you joining us today. And you can catch him on his show, Real Ag Radio, which airs at 4:30 p.m. Eastern weekdays on Rural Radio, Channel 147 on Sirius XM. And we will talk with him again tomorrow on Market Day Report.